Recently, I had the chance to test the Asus TUF Dash F15 gaming laptop, an amazing machine and all-out beast. You can check out my full review in the card above, but for now, I would suggest that open that video in a new tab, pause the video and finish watching this one first. So today I have with me yet another a big boy. So this one has the full-blown 11th Gen Core i9 CPU, the Nvidia RTX 3060 GPU, a 144Hz IPS panel, basically everything that you need in a top-of-the-line gaming laptop. Hello everyone, Aman here from Mr. Phone, and in this video I review the Asus TUF F15. But before we begin, motivate us by hitting that red subscribe button and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. Let's get started. First, let me quickly give you the specifications of the Asus TUF F15, the particular variant I reviewed. So this one has the 2.5 GHz 11th Gen Core i9 11900H CPU, which has 8 cores and 16 threads. There's the Nvidia RTX 3060 GPU with 6GB DDR6 VRAM and up to 95 watt TGP. My particular variant has a 1 TB of NVMe PCIe SSD, and there's an additional SSD slot as well. Plus there's dual channel 16GB RAM, and if you're not done with that, there are 2 more slots for RAM expansion. Starting with the design of the TUF F15, and this one is unapologetically chunky, but we can let it slip since this is a gaming laptop and this is a workhorse, guys. So chunkiness aside, the TUF F15 features a modern looking design with sharp edges. There's a full-sized keyboard you get here, a huge palm rest area with a beautiful brushed metal finish. There's also some loud TUF branding that you see on the lid. This is the graphite black color and it looks fantastic. The hinge is also very sturdy, and due to the good weight distribution, you can open the lid of this laptop with one hand. Coming to the bottom, and what you see here, Asus calls this honeycomb grip, which along with the rubber strips guarantees that this laptop stays in its place. And of course, this honeycomb grip also doubles up as cooling vents. By the way, the Asus TUF F15 also comes with military grade protection, so stay assured that bumps, drops and stuff like that shouldn't be a problem for this one. So when it comes to the design, the Asus TUF F15 has gaming written all over its DNA. I like how it looks, and the best part is that Asus has cleverly provided plenty of openings for a heat flow. Coming to the display, the Asus TUF F15 features a 15.6-inch anti-glare Full HD IPS panel. This is a 144Hz display and it covers 62.5% of the Adobe sRGB color space. The bezels are also fine considering this is a gaming machine, although the bottom bezel is quite thick. And yeah, so the top bezel is where you find a 720p webcam, and here's a quick sample. So guys, this is the quality of the 720 webcam that you get on the Asus TUF F15. You're also getting 2 mics which are placed on either side of the camera. If you ask me, the quality is just about average. There's nothing special here. But most importantly, what do you guys think about this overall output, and how does my audio sound? Let me know everything in the comments below. So in terms of display quality, I would admit that this is not the most color accurate, but does it deliver? Yes, it absolutely does, because no matter what you're seeing on it, be it playing games or watching movies, content looks amazing, colors pop, things look sharp, and that is what matters. Viewing angles are also good, and even the brightness for that matter. The display gets plenty bright for indoor usage, and honestly I mostly found myself hovering around the 50 to 60% brightness levels, and it got the job done. Now what's underwhelming about the multimedia experience, actually the only underwhelming aspect about this laptop, would be the audio quality. So there are 2 bottom firing speakers that Asus claims that they come with 7.1 channel surround sound, DTS tuning and all that jazz. Honestly, the speakers could and should have been better. My main issue with them is that the volume levels were not up to the mark. But you do get the trusty old headphone jack, and you also get a dual channel Bluetooth 5.2 on this device, so that is good news. Now on to the I/O bit. So on the right, a pretty bare bones site. You only get a Kensington lock port and a USB type A port. But on the left is where you see all the action. So there's the proprietary charging port, an Ethernet port, and HDMI port, two more USB A ports, a Thunderbolt 4, a Type-C port, and a 3.5mm audio socket. Moving our attention to the keyboard, so this right here is a backlit RGB keyboard, a full-sized one with a number pad, and besides gaming, I've also used this laptop for a lot of typing. I have to say I love the travel here. The keys, when you hit them, offer a good and satisfying response. Now I won't call the keyboard mushy, but they also don't get very loud. I would say they strike just about the right balance. I think if you're a gamer, you would definitely appreciate this keyboard. In fact, the key spacing is also pretty good. Moreover, you can also customize the RGB effects on the keyboard via the Armory Crate app, again a staple of Asus laptop. As for the trackpad, well, it is responsive, it supports the Windows precision drivers, and for general usage, it is good and an accurate trackpad. Although when it comes to gaming, I feel it should have been slightly larger. So my preference still remains with the good old Logitech G402 gaming mice. Finally, let's address the USP of this laptop. Let's talk about the gaming performance. Keep watching. Starting off with some warm-up, so one of the two games that I played a lot on this machine was Valorant. Of course, the game doesn't even need such extreme hardware. Instead, this game solely relies on the CPU performance, but nonetheless, I had a lot of fun playing Valorant on this machine because of the ultra smooth performance, the good keyboard response, and most importantly, how good the 144Hz screen plays a huge part in those dire situations to get the kills. Moving on, I also tested Forza Horizon 4 on this machine, and the laptop was easily able to run the title at the highest graphic settings, and I was getting a smooth and consistent performance of about 80 to 90 FPS, which is great. On to the GTA 5, the other title that I played a lot on the TUF F15. Once again, the laptop was able to render the game beautifully and there were no signs of lags or slowdown. Although this game did make the area above the keyboard a little hot, actually the heat was getting dissipated. So yeah, while playing GTA 5 as well as Control, the CPU and GPU temperatures did cross the 80-degree threshold. That said, the keyboard as well as the palm rest area did keep the thermals in check. Next up, the TUF F15 was also able to run Control at the highest graphic settings without any frame drops or slowdowns, although this was with ray tracing turned off. So during my testing, I was consistently getting about 80 to 90 FPS performance, sometimes even hitting the 100 FPS mark. So great numbers, keeping in mind we are talking about a game such as Control. But finally, it was with ray tracing turned on that really tested the might of the hardware. I mean, don't get me wrong, again, I was getting about 45 to 55 FPS on a consistent basis. The performance was smooth for the most part, but unlike how other games or even Control was running with ray tracing off, I am talking about the 80 to 90 FPS performance. This is something the TUF F15 didn't achieve with the ray tracing turned on, but nonetheless a solid showing. So that was everything about the gaming performance. Now before I give you my verdict, let's also talk about the battery life. Coming to the endurance, there's a 96 watt hour 4-cell battery and you get a massive 200 watt adapter for charging. Now since this is a gaming laptop, I'm sure if you're a gamer, you won't play on it unplugged. Just in case if you do, then do let me inform you that in my testing at about 60 to 70% brightness, the TUF F15 was able to deliver around 2.5 hours to 3 hours of non-stop gaming action. Otherwise, for general work from home kind of stuff, in my usage, which mostly involves web browsing, typing, checking documents, video calls, watching videos in free time and stuff like that, expect about 6 to 7 hours on a single charge, and this is with 50 to 60% brightness. In a nutshell, the Asus TUF F15, as I mentioned earlier, is a workhorse and can pretty much run any popular title there is without breaking a sweat. On top of that, the laptop also performed well when it came to thermal management. The keyboard on this thing is pretty good. The 144Hz display is fast, fluid and responsive. And of course, along with good looks, the laptop is built like a tank. Now in terms of cons, I really wish the trackpad was a little larger, although no problems with it when it comes to the functionality. Also the speakers could have been better. So the online price of the Asus TUF F15 is about 1,45,000 rupees for the Core i9 version that I reviewed. But if you are able to find this variant at a local retail shop or say an offline store, then I'm sure that you are going to get a much better deal than this. And of course, this laptop is absolutely worth the money and should be considered if you are a gamer. That's all for my review of the Asus TUF F15. So guys, leave all your thoughts and queries in the comments below. As always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Mr. Phone. I'll catch you all in the very next one. Thank you for watching.